Today we're going to be watching Rachel Zeglar completely loses it after Snow White flops. Now, I don't know if you guys watched Snow White, but I tried to watch it on a bootleg website and I fell asleep. And I'm not the type of person to fall asleep while watching things, so you know the movie was absolutely dog water, dog poo-poo, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I just don't like her face. I don't like her face. Like, every time she was on the camera, like, I don't want to see her face. I kind of feel bad for her, but at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. She just don't know how to keep her mouth shut. But let's get to it. Come on.
Ever watch a movie flop so hard that even the lead actress had to sit in an empty theater just to
Bro, there ain't nobody in there, bro. But she like the lead actress, so like maybe like she bought out a movie theater so that she could watch it by herself, so like fans ain't walking up to her and stuff, you know what I mean? Other 12-year-old girls and 10-year-old, 9-year-old girls that went to see the movie, like them like walk up to her because ain't nobody else watching. But let's continue.
process it. Because that's exactly what happened to Rachel Zeglar, who didn't just star in Disney's Snow White, she starred in one of the most brutal Hollywood flops ever seen. Since the movie's second weekend numbers and reviews, this wasn't just a box office flop. It was a career-defining catastrophe. From political rants to co-star beef, Rachel didn't just burn bridges.
This shirt, bro. This is the shirt of like sadness. Was she wearing that in the last little scene? Yup, she was. Bro, as soon as you put that shirt on, you ruined your whole life. She better never wear stripes ever again. I'm pretty sure she was like 19. Bro, how you kill your whole career at 19? By just talking too much. Like, if the movie was bad, they wouldn't have blamed you. You know what I mean? It would have just been like, the directors ain't do the thing. You know what I mean? But you talk too much. You don't talk to... One thing y'all need to learn is you can never talk your way into the... You know what I'm saying? But you could sure as hell talk your way out of it. And that's exactly what she did. She talked her way right out the bag.
She lit the whole kingdom on fire. And now, after months of dragging this film through every controversy possible, Rachel Zeglar completely lost it after Snow White bombed. You know the flop is real when the lead actress shows up to her own movie and the room is so quiet you can hear popcorn kernels crying. Rachel brought her friends, likely for moral support, to what looked more like a private screening.
Why he bringing the bikers? I don't know why he brought in the bikers, but I kind of feel it.
Than a
it's
major
vibe.
Disney release. Fans probably defended her, saying that they just rented out the whole theater, but I don't know. Everyone seems to be posting videos of empty theaters. Even when I was forced to go watch, there was no one there. And Rachel also filmed themselves buying the tickets, so yeah, this is just embarrassing. And Instagram caught it all, turning what should have been a celebration into meme material. These videos just gave off the, hey guys, come watch me tank my career in 4K vibes. Like, you know when someone tries to embrace the controversy, acting like they're in on the joke to make it seem cool or de-escalate the backlash? Yeah, that didn't work here. It just made the whole thing even more laughable. So now after the movie's second weekend, let's talk numbers because they are painful. Snow White.
This is actually insane. I kind of feel bad for her because I don't think she's going to be able to get another job. Like, when it comes to movies. You feel me? Like, at this point in time, she just can't be quiet. And because of that, she ruined Snow White. How you ruin a Disney movie, bro? Like, Disney movies, they gon' hit regardless. Bro, you're poisonous. Yeah.
That reportedly cost Disney $370 million to make and market. So we're nearing $400 million spent trying to rebrand a beloved classic into a modern morality tale. And in return for that $370 million, what did they get? A $43 million opening and audience walkouts. Even Dumbo outperformed this, and that elephant literally flew away from theaters. So in its second weekend, Snow White experienced a steep 66% decline in ticket sales, bringing in 14.2 million and falling to second place behind the action film A Hard-Working Man, which, by the way, had 1,000 fewer theaters and no massive name like Disney behind it. So just let that sink in. A simple action movie outperformed Disney's most iconic fairy tale, which had been out for
Sick. I didn't know that movie was out. But then again, I'm not really going to the movies. How you flop like that, bro? Yo, Disney, you looking for a new like Prince Charming type shit? Hit the boy. Even me, I won't say nothing. Listen, whole press run, I won't say a word. They'll ask me questions, I'll just stare at them like this. Trust me. We in there. Dang, my hair look, bro. Don't say nothing about my hair. I'm going through my ugly phase of my hair. I'm growing it back out after I cut it, after growing it out again. It's the ugly phase. Just let it go. Don't say nothing. Let's get back to Rachel Zeglar, bro.
2 weeks compared to A Working Man that's only been out for 1. Even The Chosen Last Supper, with half the amount of theaters, almost surpassed Snow White. But if we look at the income per theater average, both movies outperform Snow White. And then with Minecraft coming out next week, yeah, no, Snow White's done. So, as of March 30th, 2025, the film's cumulative gross stood at approximately $66.9 million in the United States and Canada, with an additional $75.8 million from other territories, totaling around $142.8 million worldwide. So, it's official, Snow White bombed, because never mind breaking even, analysts believe the movie will make a loss exceeding $100 million. But to add insult to injury, the movie also tanked its IMDb score, going down to as low as 1.5 out of 10 at a point. That's not just bad, that's should we delete this movie from history bad. And this is the same studio that made the Lion King remake a $1 billion hit. Yet for Snow White, entire theaters were empty. People were posting seat maps with more blue than an ocean. Which is kind of ironic because before the premiere, Rachel proudly declared people would wait in line to see her movies, and well, that aged brilliantly.
That at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Yeah.
Bro, what? Who says that? Who says that, bro? Like, I get it if you said, like, I would love if people still went to watch my movies, or people still, appreciated me, or people still came to watch my movies. Bro, you said wait in line to see my movies? Nobody's waiting in line to see none of your movies, shawty. She just be saying too much. Like, even if you saying the right thing, like, you say the right thing in the wrong way, it's over with. It's raps. Even with the movie, like, I get what she, like, when she first started talking about the movie, I get it, because that's literally what happened, as far as I could see. I got through, like 1/3 of it. She was trying to big up the movie, because that's literally what it did, and she didn't write the movie. We acting like she wrote the movie. You had no parts in that. You came to work, and you left. You were probably just trying to big it up in a way where people are prepared for what's about to happen, but it's like, just shut up, bro. And the other girl, what's her name? I don't even remember her name. She played Wonder Woman. Bro, she sucked in the movie. She was bad too. But she know how to, like, not say too much. And it's crazy that what's her name got all the flack, but the other girl is right there, right next to her, like, doing the same stuff. Wonder Woman, didn't that flop? So she probably, like, industry poison too. Whoever made this movie, bro, clock out. Clock out for me, please.
Yeah, they waited in line, alright, to buy tickets to anything but Snow White. So when that video resurfaced, it was like the universe dunking on her in 4K. Because the problem is, Rachel Zeglar didn't just act in the movie, she talked it into the ground. She called the original 1937 version weird, dragged the prince for being a creep, and said the story needed fixing.
Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
That alone ticked off Disney diehards who grew up on the OG fairy tale. Then she doubled down by telling entire political groups not to watch the film. Bro, you're the lead in a family-friendly movie, not a political campaign. She told like half the country not to watch the movie.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
But I guess
Bro, come on, bro. How many, like, what else can you do to ruin your own movie? Like, what more can you do to ruin your own movie? Like, don't tell nobody you don't need their business. We gotta pray for her, bro. I think, I know the way out. I know the way out. She gotta start OnlyFans. That's the only way out. The only way out, bro. You'll make a bag right quick. You feel me? You start OnlyFans, make a quick bag. You know, Disney princess starts an OnlyFans. Bro, Disney would probably pay you to not do that. You'd be like, Disney, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans. They'll be like, bro, please. We'll give you another 100 mil. Do not start an OnlyFans. So, that might be the play. I feel like a lot of people, they won't go watch your movie, but if you was popping it on OnlyFans, a lot of people would probably pay. You'll probably make more money on OnlyFans than the movie made in theaters, which is negative money.
yesterday listened. So there's nothing wrong with having political opinions, but she could have kept them separate from an iconic family-friendly movie. And obviously by now we all know about the tension between Rachel Zeglar and Gal Gadot, resulting in Disney having to beef up Gadot's security after receiving so many hate and death threats following Rachel's post. But things got even worse when Rachel made a weird comment about Gal being a pageant queen and then skipped her entirely in a sentimental Instagram post thanking the cast. Coincidence or shade, you decide, because after all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if Gal Gadot has a slight smile on her face.
She really got away from it, even though she should have been dragged in it too. I feel like we all, like, she's just prettier than her. I'm not gonna lie. That's why she got away. The other girl, she got a face that make you mad. She got a face that you look at her and just make you like angry, like, ugh. You know what I mean? We just excluded her from that whole process. Plus, she Wonder Woman. Like, come on, bruh. But Rachel, you're donezo, bro. You done ruined your whole career at 19. Start the OnlyFans, bro. Start shaking
After all the backlash Rachel Zegler's facing. Because by this point, Disney's PR squad was putting out fires like it was a full-time job. They reportedly brought in a social media guru to manage Rachel's posts, but that was like trying to babysit a tornado. She had already gone viral for bashing the original, insulting fans, and dragging her movie through a wave of controversy. You know it's bad when the producer has to personally fly out just to have a one-on-one about your actions. Even Spielberg reportedly raised an eyebrow at how off the rails it had gotten. Things were so out of hand, Rachel had to make an apology post, which was so out of character for her, it might as well have had Mickey Mouse's signature at the bottom. But fans weren't buying it and the damage was done. Now, of course, actions have consequences, so it seemed like Hollywood started ghosting Rachel. She was allegedly set to voice a character in Toy Story 5. Cut. Rumored to star in Pirates of the Caribbean. Gone. Horror trilogy with Blumhouse? Well, not anymore, because it seems that nobody wants to work with someone who brings more drama than box office receipts. But after the flop, Rachel posted how Snow White was life-changing and emotional for her, but between the empty theater posts, awkward...
We know it was life-changing. It ruined your life. You got a Disney movie and it ruined your life. But I'm not gonna lie, Snow White is like one of them movies where it's like, it's not up there with the rest of them, I think. Don't quote me. But I'm pretty sure like Snow White ain't hitting like the rest of the movies. But then again, we had the Snow White with the girl from Twilight. The girl from Twilight, didn't she have like a Snow White-esque movie? That movie was good. I saw that one. She don't got a face that make you warm. She got a face that make you mad. So every time her face is included in anything, it's just be like, bro, get out of my face, bro. Bro, I'm making super crazy assumptions, but she seems like she's insufferable.
With online silence about Gal Gadot and endless damage control, the meltdown was basically complete. The film is now used as a punchline for Disney's identity crisis, and Rachel Zegler, who once seemed destined for stardom, has become a walking example of how fast Hollywood can turn on you when you mix ego, politics, and a $370 million fairy tale.
It's Hollywood, baby.
So, from picking fights with fans to creating
If there's anything she said that was right, that was right. It really is Hollywood. And you got chewed up and spit out, bro, as Snow White.
co-star tension and watching her own movie in an empty theater, she didn't just have a rough press tour. She spiraled into a full-blown public disaster. Because right now, Rachel is the lead in a film that's been buried under memes, fan backlash, and studio regrets. So let me know in the comments, is this the end of Rachel Zegler, or does she have a shot at redeeming herself after this royal disaster? But until next time, remember,
Rachel Zegler, she is screwed. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it sucks because she really did ruin her career at like 19 when she could have just kept her mouth shut. Like, the movie would have still flopped because it was not a good movie. Like, maybe little children might enjoy it just because it's Snow White, but that movie was trash. As far as I could tell, I didn't watch the whole thing, but that movie sucked. So it wouldn't have did well, probably, like, regardless, but like first week sales would have been good. You know what I mean? And then after the first week, it's like, oh, this movie sucked, and then people would stop watching it. But by that point, they could have made their money back. $300+ million, and you screwed it off because you talk too much. Like, bro, what? I wouldn't be surprised if Disney didn't try to assassinate your ass, bro. You know what I would do for 300 mil? I'm sure Disney was thinking like, bro, if she fell off the face of the earth, our movie would do better right now. I hope in like 4 years or so she can get back into a movie and, like, you know, she's, you know, older, and people won't really kind of hold her to what she said however many years ago. Like, I feel bad for still holding her on the first stuff I heard her say. You know, it's like, dang, that was quite a minute ago. But then you go on Instagram and you're talking about, I hope people wait in line to see everything that I do, bro. What? If you just said, I hope people love the art and would come see the movies that I make. Cool. You know, separate the art from the artist. No, bro, you said wait in line? What? Catch y'all in the next video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that other shit. And I love you. Peace.